Okay, so if you are intimidated by the mammoth length of this particular podcast, I don't blame you, but don't worry. Because my guests for today are one of India's most eclectic and fearless Hindi rock bands, Daira. With three albums, one EP, and multiple singles under their belt across their decade long journey so far, Daira blends genre defying rock music, soulful lyrics and melodies, and creative and eclectic visuals to say their piece on a variety of social issues and topics, all with an undercurrent of joy, humor, and satire. From multiple changes in their lineup and sound to a landmark collaborative EP with the folk artists of the village of Bastar in Chhattisgarh, Daira have run the gamut of what an Indian rock band can possibly do and show no signs of stopping or slowing down anytime soon. Their new single, titled Talwar, takes a satirical look at blind faith and hero worship. So I just had to sit down with the entire band to talk about this new single, as well as their journey as a band, all of their albums, their creative process, their interpersonal relationships, and so much more. Hence the length of this particular episode. So, if you are a fan of Daira, then this is the definitive conversation for you. And if you are a newbie just looking for something to listen to while going on a long drive or doing chores or going to work or exercising, then believe me, you have come to the right place and might just come out with your new favorite artist. So, without further ado, here's me with Daira. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for making your time. How are you guys doing?
We're awesome. Doing awesome. It's
Doing the
nice. The
best.
weather is nice in
Yeah.
Mumbai, finally.
Just
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. So, before I start, I just wanted to show you something. I had to dig around a little to find this. So, this is my Vipreet Buddhi tour poster. Ah,
Oh,
so
yes. Oh, yes.
yes.
and
Yes.
you have some words over there. So
Yes.
I remember picking this up at a gig at Raz Rhino, if I'm not wrong. You played with Paradigm Shift at that time. So do you guys
Paradigm
remember that
shift
show?
and black. Yeah, yeah.
Paradigm Shift
Yes,
and
of
Black.
course.
Yes, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
it was a show we all pitched in, and basically everybody we were working together. All three bands worked together to make that gig happen.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
of course we
fantastic.
remember.
Yeah, and this is just my opinion, but this poster and this artwork doesn't match your vibe at all now. It's like I'm looking at some tantric death metal band or something. Uh,
Yeah, we change every album, bro. Every album is something else. Every song is something else. So yeah, we that's a good and a bad thing also for us, I think.
how is it bad? Like, why do you say bad? Because
Bad because the audiences get confused. Like you just said, right? You just
hmm,
said it doesn't match with our vibe right now. So people can't relate to it, and people like the uniformity and
hmm,
that conformity. I mean, it's just human minds, bro. We
hmm,
don't like to get confused.
that is true. That is
The
true.
target audience keeps on changing, I guess. Like if we keep on changing whatever we are making, the target audience gets like confused and it's all around. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But there is something to be said about how like free you guys are when it comes to the music you play. And we are going to explore this in a lot more depth a little further in. But first, let's get into the new stuff, which is the Talwar music video, the song and music video, which is great. Kudos to you guys for that, and great concept behind the video as well. But the first thing I want to ask is, this is just a guess on my end, that video, was it influenced by the movie Jojo Rabbit by any chance?
I have
I've not thought about it that way.
I've
But
never watched the film. I need to watch the
I,
film. I
oh
will have to watch the film.
I
You
don't
never
think
know.
no, but like I don't think so because I think the idea was Barun, our director, our writer, came up
वरुण
with.
को पता हो सकता है उसने चोरी किया हो idea.
Definitely, हो सकता है, but I think Jojo Rabbit has a whole other thing also going with it.
Hmm.
But I get the link.
Yeah, because like especially the I personally watch a lot of movies, and that first shot of like Piyush in the Carrot Man costume, like strolling along with like the kid in the jungle, there is like a shot analogous to it in Jojo Rabbit where like the main kid is like skipping along with like the joke Adolf Hitler. And if you also like think about it, there is like a thematic similarity in like this kid in the movie who is in the Hitler Youth. He is like naively thinking that Hitler is like a role model, and even his like image gets broken at the end of the movie also. So when I watched the video, I immediately saw that parallel. So it's fascinating to think that two pieces of media could be so similar despite not knowing of each other.
Yeah, we don't know that Barun knows of this or not, but yeah, I personally didn't know this. I will watch the film now.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, yes,
One of
yes.
the
I highly
core
recommend the film.
ideas, one of the core ideas that I think the team works with is that this parallel works in every single layer of society. We
Hmm.
started at home, but the same thing can be applied to so many things. We wanted to
Hmm.
keep it ambiguous purposely, obviously,
Hmm.
but it works in all sort of places. This exact parallel that we sort of try to display.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So, what made you want to explore this theme of like blind faith and hero worship? So, what made you want to explore that in this song while writing it and while doing the video?
I don't think there's lack of inspiration. We just look, क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में? I think there's so much hero worship that we see everywhere. I
Yeah,
don't think we did it purposely. It just happened organically. That's what everyone sort of landed on.
as in it's personal experience also, bro. It's they how they say never meet your heroes. If you meet
Hmm.
your heroes, I mean they're all human beings and they have those tendencies, bro. Whoever gets power gets corrupt at some point.
Hmm.
मतलब जिसके हाथ में भी पावर जाएगी वो कहीं ना किसी को ऑपरेस करने की कोशिश करेगा इवन
Hmm.
मतलब मेरे हाथ में भी अचानक से बहुत सारा पावर आ जाए I'll just go mad with
Hmm.
it and yeah that's all the inspiration we needed and while writing the song I'll tell you personally it's a very I don't know it can be a bummer but I don't write a lot of stuff with anything in my mind I just write so subconsciously, whatever I've seen or maybe I felt in my life comes back
Hmm.
and just it comes on paper. And then when I look back at it, it makes sense.
Hmm.
I try to connect the dots sometimes and make a story out of it. That's all.
Okay.
It's not a
Okay.
very artistic answer. I mean, people don't like this kind of answer. I'm telling you. And then
No, well,
when
no, well, we're all about like getting the answers that people
yeah
may or
yeah
may not like to. That is
yeah
what this
correct.
conversation is for. So, like, if it's not too personal for you guys, like, is there anyone in your personal lives who has let you down the way the kid gets let down in the video that has perhaps fueled the inspiration for this song?
Hmm, है कोई भाई बताओ
I think स्कूल में टीचर्स वगैरह थे ऐसे वो
टीचर्स
सब
भी
तो
होते
सबके
हैं
साथ ही
ब्रो
होता
एट सम
है
पॉइंट
लेकिन
एट
घर में
सम
ऐसा कोई सीन नहीं था किसी का मेरा
मतलब एट सम पॉइंट पेरेंट्स का भी होता है भाई तुम देखते हो मतलब यू ग्रो अप लुकिंग एट योर फादर as this ultimate hero
Hmm.
everyone has gone through that and then some point you understand that this person is just human he doesn't
Hmm.
know everything he knows a lot but he
Hmm.
doesn't know everything so
Hmm.
then that what do you say that relationship works I mean if the parent is kind kind enough to accept all of that and like just humble enough to accept all of that कि भाई नहीं मेरे को सब नहीं पता है बेटा
Hmm.
तू भी मेरे को मतलब you can also teach sometimes the kids teach a lot तो वो सब चीजें हैं मेरे ख्याल से वो सबने फेस किया है एवरीबॉडी हैज सीन दैट मतलब मैंने भी देखा है घर में एंड आई हैव सीन दैट थिंग चेंज एंड
Hmm.
आई लाइक बचपन में मैं आई वाज वेरी क्लोज टू माय मदर एंड देन फिर बड़े होते होते क्योंकि माय डैड वाज वर्किंग हियर एंड देयर एंड आई नाउ आई अंडरस्टैंड मेरे को अब कभी कभी गुस्सा आती थी कि व्हाई वाजंट ही देयर ऑल द टाइम
Hmm.
and then I understand he was working to get us some food or like whatever like get a good life for us
Hmm.
so he had his own struggles he had to stay away from the family so you as a human being you also learn and you see all of these things so it's a I would say it's a message to self, basically. कि भाई ये सब नहीं करना है.
Yeah, and personally speaking, I think this can also be viewed in another way. Talwar can also be viewed in another way as to adults, as being more responsible with your power and influence, because it can impact people like the child in the way that we see in the video.
Correct. Completely.
So, let's get into some fun stuff. Where the hell did the Carrot Man costume come from? Uska inspiration kya tha? How did you make the
Hey, bro, we
costume?
need to get Barun on this call.
Actually,
For sure. There are a lot of questions that only Barun can answer. Let's get
Okay.
him on the call, or what?
You know what? If he's available, let's do it.
At this time, but let's check.
देखो करके पूछो. आ जाएगा तो बहुत मजा आ जाएगा यार. He'll have a lot of insight. Because a lot of stuff that has to be said about the video is only his ideas, and we just followed like sheep.
Yeah.
Like, हाँ भाई तू बोल तो हम लोग आ जाएंगे.
Like
Okay.
we sent him a demo of the song when we like demoed it. And that was it. That was our contribution.
So he wrote the concept, and we've never had a concept video
Yeah.
of sorts. So
No,
this was the
okay.
first time, and he writes a lot. He's written some, like he's writing a lot of series and all that, bro. Like he's big
Okay.
guy.
Right. So,
Oh,
he's not picking up.
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Okay. Okay, fine. But I just found the carrot costume like hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
if a Carrot Man existed in real life, if there was a real life superhero called Carrot Man, what powers would he have?
lie without getting caught, bro. Like, he can lie about anything and never get caught.
Oh boy.
What about this guy?
And also have exceptional eyesight, I guess.
That's what I was going for. Like,
Yeah.
Chamatkar, like, improve the eyesight because carrots improve the eyesight.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, now after that, after all the talk about Talwar, let's rewind back a bit. Let's rewind back to the beginning. So, tell me about the beginning of Daira. How did Daira start?
Daira started off from Jogeshwari, where me, Savi, and Savi is drum roll please, owner of drum roll please. Yes, now the artist manager. So we had an artist manager before we had the band members in. And Vikalp, our ex-guitarist, we were staying in the same house. Shivam was supposed to be one of the core members, like the first guitarist. Then because it was heavy rains in Mumbai, he left because he's a Nawab from Lucknow, bro. He's like, I don't want to stay here. It's too heavy, too much rain for me. So he went off. बताओ अपने छाता उल्टा हो गया था वाला बताओ, शक्ल तो दिखाओ शिवम.
काफी टाइम में यहाँ मतलब काफी टाइम नहीं हुआ था एक्चुअली. आई वाज स्टेइंग इन घाटकोपर. तो बहुत हेवी रेस थी ब्रो. मेरा छाता होता टूट गया सब. तो उसके बाद मुझे एकदम हो गया कि भाई मुझे यहाँ नहीं रहना. अभी 5 दिन बारिश हो रही है लगातार. इट्स रेनिंग. आई वेंट बैक टू माय लखनऊ. वहाँ आराम से कबाब खा रहा था. इन लोगों ने बैंड बना लिया.
No, Shiva, I sympathize with you, bro. Like whenever I go to Mumbai, I end up staying in Chembur, which is close to Ghatkopar, and yeah, like the rains there are no joke. Like even though like I usually stay in Mysore Colony, I totally get it. Rain की वजह से बहुत कुछ हो सकता है.
बहुत कुछ. तो वही हुआ. फिर इन लोगों ने बैंड स्टार्ट कर दिया. They started, I think in 2014.
2014, by the end of 2014, we had the lineup ready. At that point, we had Pratik Kulgod on the drums, Govind Gauli on bass, Chaitanya Bhaitkar and Vikalp Sharma on guitars, and me on the vocals.
Johan.
So we started off like that. And Johan, yeah, we had a keyboardist, bro, for like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
We had a keyboardist. Oh shit, that's a bad dream. So yeah. We had like a 6-piece band, and then we started off like that, and then after 6 months or so, Johan left. Then we started having the shuffle and the conflicts and whatnot. So that's how everything happened, and then slowly, every few years, something changed. Someone left because of some financial issues or some other issues or whatever. Because being an indie band, you can't earn much from the band. Uh, and then yeah, and then this is the final. I think the final lineup. Oh,
Okay. Okay, so which of you guys joined Daira later on?
And
So
Ranga, no, who was the last? Last.
Ranga,
I'm the most recent member of the band,
Yeah.
and it's been 2.5 years since I've been in this band. So yeah, things are looking good.
Okay, okay. So how did you join, and what was your opinion of Daira at the time?
So basically, me, Pratyay, and Ahir, we were in the same music college, but at different times. So me and Ahir never met in college because we were never on the same campus. But me and Pratyay did meet, and at that point, Pratyay was already a part of Daira, and he had told me that these guys are looking for a new drummer because their drummer had not Pratik, the second drummer. So I'm the third drummer of the band. So he had also left, and these guys were looking for a drummer. So I wasn't typically a rock drummer, in at least in music college. So my friends pushed me a lot. Give it a try, why not? So I got Savi's number from Pratyay, and I got in touch with him, and both of us decided that it's better to just do a jam session instead of me sending an audition video. So these guys gave me 5 songs, and they asked me to come to Mumbai and jam with them. And that was the beginning, I think. Uh, Piyush was furious at me because I was prepared. He said, "We booked the jam room for 3 hours. Why did we do that? Why did you come prepared?" So I think that was the beginning. And it's been a good journey, I feel. Now I really appreciate the music, the vibe that we have in the band, and the kind of projects that we are doing together, the places that we are getting to perform at. I feel it's very nice, and I can see that we might go places. So it's been
Oh,
good.
okay, okay. So before that, you were like, "Oh, yeah, what kind of band is this? Yeah, okay, I'll spend a few months with them, and then I'll leave if something else comes up." No.
No, 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 no. I didn't come with that intent. Because when I was in music college, people were performing covers of Dara songs. So
Oh.
I was always like, I'm not good enough for them. I was feeling like I was not good enough for them. But thankfully, these guys accepted me. So now
also
it's
an
good.
interesting story that how I joined Daira. I had seen Daira live when they came in my college. I did my engineering from NIT Allahabad. So they had come, I think in 2016 or 15. I don't remember the year. But I had seen them live
16
there.
or 17, I think. 16 or 17.
16 होगा.
16 or 17. Oh.
16. So that happened, and I was participating in a band competition that Daira was judging back then. So,
Oh.
and cut to 2022, I saw a post from Daira that they require a guitar player, that Vikalp has left the band. So I sent a cover of Sahafi, Itni Jurrat song, and I think they liked the cover and they approved.
Oh, fantastic. So you guys had your own like Talwar situation where Daira was the carrot man and you guys were the kid. And fortunately, koi illusions break nahi hua and you guys are a family now.
Yeah.
होता रहता बीच बीच में हम लोग का इल्यूजन ब्रेक एक दूसरे का होता रहता है ताड़ ताड़ कुछ कुछ हम लोग का आपस में तो जहाँ पे 5 बर्तन है जी वो तो खड़केंगे ही
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And Piyush, this is one thing I'm very curious about while I was doing my research. Is it true that you came up with the name for Thaikudam Bridge?
yes I did yes I did yes I did
You did. How was that?
simply bro we were living near this place called like the first time we went to Kochi we were staying near this place called Thaikudam Bridge and
Oh,
it just
okay.
sounded like Alter Bridge to me and it sounded like some big name because that band is like lineup is also huge. No, it sounds like a Taikudam Bridge.
Yeah.
That ring was so kick-ass. And they were looking for names, so I had suggested Govind Menon Project. I had suggested all of that, like because we were picking on names. The first Music Mojo episode that we did together, Taikudam Bridge did together. After that, we were just guessing names, what name should go on that thing, and it's supposed to be one-time thing and all that. So I just said Taikudam Bridge quite a few times. It got made fun of, bro. So many, like everybody laughed.
Wow.
I'll get royalty once they're like.
हाँ मैं यही पूछने वाला था तेरे को रॉयल्टीज मिल रहा है कि नहीं?
नहीं मैं ले लूंगा royalty, टेंशन मत लो.
Yeah, take them to court. I think unlike the Kantara situation, I think you will be in the right for once. Oh my God, such an iconic name. It also kind of reminds me of that Limp Bizkit song, John Otto, take him to the Matthews Bridge.
Yes.
Instead of Matthews Bridge is taken to the Taikudam Bridge. Okay.
But yeah, kick-ass name for kick-ass band.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd like to go album by album now in the journey of Daira, and we're going to start with the debut album. Take me through all the the emotions and the journey that was going into crafting your debut album, your first statement to the world.
The debut album, bhai. I think Shivam, bhai, तुम बताओ यार, तुम तो देख रहे हो.
I wasn't there. No,
but you were looking at it from outside. So, he was always there with us.
When I got in Mumbai in around 2014, so Piyush started writing this song Har Subah. I think first Gana na album.
First song. Yeah.
So after that, I went back for some time, and these guys were recording in Chaitanya's jam room, I think. Full story तुम ही बता पाओगे भाई. वैसे मैंने ऐसे देखा, मैंने गाने बनते हुए.
Okay, so the scene was we wanted to write songs so that it can fill up our set list. Okay, at that point, the ultimate goal was to play a all original set, which we weren't able to do until like for about 6-7 months. It took us 6-7 months to get, and each jam we used to make one song. It was like that, and refine them. Like one song is made, and then 2-3 jams to get it fixed and the parts rearranged and whatnot. So like that, we made like a whole set of songs, out of which we chose the first 8 songs in the album. No, 8 or 9 songs. First album, whatever.
9.
So whatever number of songs we chose, and then we wanted to record them, and then we figured out how to do that. We got in touch with Vishal J Singh, which had already I had heard Amok Symphony. Shivam's previous band from Lucknow, Beyond Massacre, he had mixed one song, and it was so kick-ass. And then Vishal J Singh was on our mind कि भाई इसी से कराना है गाना, मतलब सारे गाने. And then we got in touch with him, and then we told him कि भाई पैसा नहीं है, पैसा कम है, क्या करे. So he told us some tricks to get the sound right and whatnot. He got involved as a producer, and then all of that happened, and then we had the album. मतलब अब क्या बताऊँ कैसे बीच का अंदर का details इतना मेरे को अब तो बुढ़ा हो गया हूँ, याद भी नहीं है.
For those of you who weren't with Daira at the time, what was your opinion on the Daira debut album when you first heard it? Your initial reaction?
I had heard Sharab, I remember, and it was like, these guys are something different, man. Like the riffs, the grooves, the lyrics, everything was spot on. I loved Daira since the beginning.
I love that album. One of my favorite Daira songs is actually on that album, Hisab. I enjoy listening to that like on a recreational basis, because usually I don't listen to the songs that are on our set list because I just listen to them when we play them. I don't listen to Jadoo Bastar because we just play the show. We don't even rehearse that material. But the first album, there are a lot of songs that we don't do, and I do listen to a lot of them.
काबिल जहाँ भी बहुत सुनते होगे ना
काबिल जहाँ मैं बहुत सुनता हूँ बहुत सुनता हूँ मैं
Yeah, one thing like personally, there are certain songs you love and there are certain songs you personally hate. Kabil Jahan is one song that I hate, bro.
I don't know
I
why.
hate that bloody song.
Why is that? Why do you hate that song?
Well, because अब कुछ गानों में यार मैंने ना क्या है कि जल्दबाजी में कोई काम कर देते हो ना and then you realize कि अब could have given more time to this. I don't want to listen to that song anymore.
It's kind
It's
of like
been all
yeah, it's kind of
it's
like
been
that
a long, long time,
perfectionist
bro.
streak in your head. Like this song could have been better.
Not
Why
the
didn't I do this?
perfectionist streak also, bro. It's not even close to perfection in my terms. Like lyrics also, and the vocal lines also. Yeah.
Okay. Ranga, what was your initial reaction to the Dire album when you first heard it?
So I think the first few songs I heard of Daira were from that first album, and I was in again music college at that time. So every day we were listening to new random songs from random bands that I hadn't heard of. So the thing that I did not like about people there were a lot of pretentious students. You know, anything that they don't understand is good, and anything in 4/4 basic 4 on the floor is you know uh, derogatory music or something. So the thing I liked with Dara was I resonated with the songs that I really felt the songs, and it was still technical and good enough that those pretentious people were like, oh, this is nice, because I I value skill a lot when it comes to listening to songs, and these are very skillful songs, but also very soulful, and that amalgamation is what really got on to me. So since then, I've been listening to Dara songs, I think, on a regular basis, I think.
Okay, fantastic. And I think this is a nice segue to get into one thing I'm curious about. The label that is constantly applied to you guys is quote unquote art rock. How much do you agree or disagree with that label?
The band has put that label on themselves also.
earlier it was Avdi Rock.
Ah, bro. So
Changes. You don't give a fuck.
change.
जो बना दो मैं बन जाएंगे.
The thing is, the band itself, the nature of our songs, the nature of the music is such that हमें दायरे नहीं चाहिए. We don't want boundaries. So you can't categorize the band like when people come up to us and ask us, you know what type of genre do you guys play? I don't have an answer for them. It's rock based, but it's
आप metal है क्या?
Metal भी बोल रहे हैं.
Ah, bro, certain songs people will come and tell us. No, you remember CAD? We played CAD, okay, and then somebody from the scene itself, like this person comes to me and is like, "You guys should have been playing here on the metal stage. We are not metal, maybe not metal enough for the festival, right?" No, you guys are metal. I've heard your songs. You guys are metal. No, somebody would disagree on that. So certain that's what I as we started this the thing the conversation. The first thing that I told you, no, people get confused with what our sound is, and we also get confused sometimes what to call
That's
ourselves.
the
So it's
problem.
better
We
to call
can't
ourselves
put
art rock.
we can't do our branding properly because of that. Because
That
we
is
are
one fuck up, one huge fuck up.
we're not on one theme. We're not angry. We're not sad. Also, we're happy,
No.
but we're
Very
somewhere
bipolar.
there.
So anybody asks me what kind of music you guys play, I tell them very bipolar, bro. Very bipolar.
Bipolar music.
Very bipolar rock.
Bipolar rock. हाँ सही.
New genre.
Yes, that's right. You heard it first. Daira is officially bipolar rock. You heard it here first. Okay, so moving on to the second album, which is an insane album, which is Vipreet Buddhi. So, what the hell were you guys on while making that album? Why and how does it sound the way it sounds? Because it is so different from the first album, the third album, Jadoo Bastar, like everything. Like, what was going on there?
So this album got inspired by the Jam. So we were in Manali touring, touring with the band, and we used to jam for hours and hours like that only. So this album is inspired by a jam only. उसके बाद we have got back in Bombay. Then we recorded this album, not on drugs or anything, but we recorded the whole 2 hour jam, one and a half hour jam. And पहले ये सीन हो रहा था कि हम लोग उसमें से गाने बनाएंगे, तोड़ तोड़ के बनाएंगे कुछ मतलब, और पूरा नहीं डालेंगे, थोड़ा पॉलिश कर देंगे, लेकिन in the end we did nothing to it, just like that we put it out.
So yeah, so the idea was to go into that the jam room with the you remember Benchmark Studios owned by Paradigm Shift. Thane mein you remember Paradigm Shift, the band, it's still active, yeah. So Paradigm Shift का ये studio था Benchmark, where we had recorded our third album also. इतनी जुर्रत also was recorded there only. तो वहां पे जाके एक तो पहली चीज पैसा नहीं लगा हम लोगों का कुछ भी. 5,000 रुपए का एल्बम है ब्रो, 5,000 रुपए का एल्बम है.
और कंप्रेसर भी हायर किया था.
हाँ कंप्रेसर हायर किया था घर पे, मतलब टू मास्टर इट.
मास्टर इट.
हाँ. So at that point, Vikalp was leading the mix basically. He would sit on it and he would do all of that. We used to assist him. तो वो करके हम लोगों ने वो पूरा इम्प्रोव एल्बम है, इम्प्रोव थिएटर से इंस्पायर होके वी वर प्लेइंग इन स्मॉल कैफेज इन मनाली. वहां पे जैम करते रहते थे. Nobody would give a fuck. And at that point, that was one year where I was completely sober. Nothing. No dry, no wet, nothing. So we went into that studio. And also, big credits to Vishal J. Singh again, because he had suggested an idea that when you guys are back, we'll record something on tape. And then we thought, why not record that thing on tape? Completely improv. Let's try something. But we couldn't record on tape. We couldn't find a tape machine at that point. But we went into the studio and then just put all the mics, eye contact se sab kuch karke, we made that album. Just played for 1.5 hours, and that is the album. Nothing else. And then we just cut them in places just like that, so that chota bhi rahe. My idea was to put out 2 songs, one 40-minute song, one 46-minute song. That's all. Like that.
Wow. Yeah. In that sense, it kind of reminds me of this band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards. They put out,
yes.
Yeah, one of their albums. It functions in pretty much the same way that you said, Piyush. It's like one continuous stream of consciousness, but because Correct. It's a commercial release, यहाँ वहाँ cut करना पड़ता है, titles देना पड़ता है. But yeah, it's like a big stream of consciousness. And after the debut album, Piyush, no offense, your vocals sound like you're sitting at the bottom of a well, bro. Like, that was one thing that really surprised me.
So I was using my processor right there, and then I had my mixer here. Everybody was controlling everything over there. It was like recorded and mixed live. So all these issues were there. I still find like, okay, we might have done something better and all that, but there's no point. It is out there now.
Okay, great. And moving on to the album after that, which is Itni Jurrat. And I feel when I listen to it that, you know how it is, like, bands take their time to find their signature sound or their definitive sound, right? I feel like Itni Jurrat is that signature definitive sound for you guys. If someone came up to me and asked me what Daira is about, I would introduce that third album. So what do you think about that assessment?
Bolo.
I think the sound is changed again because it really is up to the lineup, especially in Daira, because whatever influences the band members have come into the sound of the band eventually in the writing. So when you hear the songs that, suppose we released Mukaddma, then Mukaddma was still written when with the last lineup. Talwar and the songs that we will probably release later this year or something, the sound has sort of changed according to the members of the band. Itni Jurrat was that sort of era. But I get what you mean. It's the biggest piece of work that can sort of define the band in a
The
way.
sound of the band can be defined from there. But then so again it changes when you come to say Mazar or you come to Mukaddma, again it changes, starts changing gradually.
मजार still उसी के पास आसपास है.
हाँ.
मुकद्दमा is a little different song. Talwar is totally different.
But if we look at the first album and the third album, I think the first album was a little more polished. It has a very polished sound. And the third album is a very naturally, like, it has a raw sound, I believe.
Gritty, slightly gritty.
Yeah.
Okay. And so from there, let's move on to what we can say is your latest EP. And obviously you release stuff after that, but your latest EP, Jadoo Bastar, again, wonderful piece of work. Baila Dila has really moved mountains for you guys. It is your most streamed song and your most watched music video, if I'm not wrong. So tell me how Jadoo Bastar came into being.
There's a friend of ours, like then fan, now friend of ours, who is from Bastar. He's a guitar teacher over there. His name is Anurag Jose, and he runs this small guitar company also called Guitar Villa and guitar classes. So basically, he teaches a lot of these bureaucrats and diplomats also. One such diplomat, bureaucrat. I don't know what do you call it, man? Bureaucrat only. So he heard us, and then this guy Anurag was like, let's get them here for a workshop. He suggested that, and then he's like, let's get them here for a workshop. And there's this. They had recently opened this place called Badal. Badal is where we shot the whole music videos, the whole album, and recorded it there only. So Badal is Bastar Arts
Academy.
Bastar Academy of Dance, Arts and Literature. So they wanted us to come there and do a small workshop for the kids, the music enthusiasts over there, and maybe perform a few songs and stuff like that. So that when we went there, it turned out to be like a huge gig of sorts, a night prior to the main workshop. And the whole elaborate setup and stuff like that. It was Bastar's. It was advertised also as Bastar's first rock show. So they had put a lot in it, bro. They had put like hoardings across that place, and our faces were there. We were looking at ourselves for the first time.
I saw a couple of those hoardings on your Instagram page.
Yeah, so yeah, we saw stuff like that, and we were overwhelmed with that. We performed that night. It was a crazy experience. It was supposed to, the weather was quite rainy. Okay, so they had put the setup outside in the ground. It was a marriage banquet. They couldn't find a venue like that. They made a venue in a marriage wedding ground, and then they had to move the setup, everything. In the night itself, because it was supposed to rain the other day. They didn't want to take any risk on that. But it didn't rain on the day of the show. And they moved everything inside. We performed there. There was fire, like whatever they could do in that. Crazy experience. And then we had the workshop the other day in the morning. And after the workshop, during the workshop, we met a bunch of tribal musicians as well. They were there. Tribal musicians and local other musicians were there, and we had the small jam session between the two. us and them. So we performed a few bits here and there, and then we found like we just had a conversation, and there was one fellow who was slightly trying to be like, you know, थोड़ा एक आदमी आता था नेगेटिव मीडिया आदमी, वो आया, उसने उठ के स्टाइल से बोल दिया, आप बस्तर को क्या देके जाएंगे, और हम लोग कुछ नहीं दे सकते, all we can do is just make music with you. And I really felt at that moment, we really felt at that moment that that music was so rich and it is so unexplored, that sound, that side of India and that sound of India, because every time somebody talks about fusion music, they either first thing they do is go to Rajasthan, or at max go to, like, now they've started going to Northeast and Kerala and stuff like that. Kerala already has that huge exposure of music. And so, yeah, that's how the idea came to us. And our sir, who was supposed to sanction this project, he was also there in the audience. And he immediately just sanctioned the project. He's like, within 2 months, you guys come here, do an album with these guys. So then again, the problem started after that also. The problems were that, again, it was heavy rain time and crazy monsoons over there. July ke time pe we went back. June or July? June mein na? Nahi, July. Nahi, within a month, by the way. We went back to record and shoot this album. And again, the idea was to do it live. We had no idea what songs we were going to do. Again, the whole process of doing an album live from Vipreet Buddhi helped us here. Yet, so यहाँ पे आके we found some musicians, and again, those musicians are gone. They're living in the villages somewhere. You can't find them now. You can't find them all the time. So फिर वहां जाने के बाद we found one person, one point of contact. उसने जाके he found other Khudram sir, who's the main guy singing in Bella Dila. He found other musicians. He got us other people to perform with or like figure out songs. And then we found songs and made it step by step, and that's it. And we have a whole documentary about it, bro.
Yeah, yes. And I highly recommend that everyone watch that documentary as well. So for the rest of you guys, what was the experience of performing and recording in Bastar? Like, any of you have any stories or perhaps like some culture shock from where you came from?
Shivam Bhai is the only person other than Piyush Bhai, because all three of us were not a part of the band.
So these guys came right after that project.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So that album was recorded with a different lineup and is performed live with a different lineup.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
शिवम के पास होंगी कुछ स्टोरी. शिवम के पास
स्टोरीज एक तो बहुत नेचुरल. द प्रोसेस वाज वेरी नेचुरल. गाने बनाने में कोई
very stressful also.
Stressful at times because it was raining, mad rain, like full raining, and
recording it outside. So recording and shooting it outside. We had like certain songs we had 17 takes. Maybe because the light went off or something like that. तो वो वाला scene है.
Or a truck went passing by.
ट्रक जा रहे, उसका हॉर्न की आवाज was catching. तो इतना सब कुछ हो गया, लेकिन सब कुछ नेचुरली हो गया, लेकिन बहुत कुछ हुआ उस बीच. और गाने भी हम लोग को वही बनाने थे 5 दिन के अंदर. 5 गाने बनाए हम लोग ने, और रिकॉर्ड भी करना है, शूट भी करना है. तो चैलेंज इससे हम लोग थोड़ा अभी और भी तैयार हो चुके हैं आगे आने वाली चीजों के लिए. जल्दी से कुछ करना है यार, मतलब उसके लिए अभी रेडी है, वी आर रेडी. और विपरीत बुद्धि की वजह से एक्चुअली हम लोग को एक आइडिया हो गया था कि अगर इतनी तेज कुछ करना है तो मतलब कैसे करना है. ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी में नहीं जाना है. सिंपल रख के, अप्रोच रख के गाना आगे बढ़ाते अगर ज्यादा सोचेंगे एक चीज के बारे में तो अटक जाएंगे. तो वो चीज हम लोग ने नहीं की, और फ्लो करते गए तो हो गया.
Oh, that's very interesting. So Vipreet Buddhi is, you could say, partially responsible for the creation of Jadoo Bastar in that way.
Yes.
Okay. So, how did the people of Bastar react to your music pre Jadoo Bastar?
Ah, there was
I
obviously
don't
some.
think
Huh.
did they know about us before Jadoo was there?
Not a lot of people because जितने लोगों को अभी वो गिटार सिखाता था अनुराग उन लोगों को पता था हमारे
और
बारे में.
एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट ये है कि जो ब्यूरोक्रेट सर है जो अपने,
हाँ.
तो अनुराग यूज्ड टू से दैट मैं गिटार फीस आपसे नहीं लूंगा, आप दायरा के गाने सुनो. तो ये काफी सही.
Exactly. So people like these, like they have been such a great motivation in the band moving ahead. No, all the time. We have always had some person like Anurag who's मतलब एक फैन है जो 1000 के बराबर है. He's doing stuff out of the way जाके हम लोग के लिए कुछ कर रहा है and we are like, why man, like what did we do to you to deserve this? वैसा का है सीन. समझ में. So that's what motivates us also and keeps us engaged in Daira and keep our beliefs alive. Otherwise, it's very easy to just get demotivated क्योंकि कोई सुन नहीं रहा है. We don't have numbers. We've been around for 10 years now, like, and we still struggle to find, like, sometimes struggle to get audiences to our shows, bro. Like, it's a reality. I want to accept it, and it is like that. We are growing, but this is also a reality that it was very easy for us to get demotivated and shut this whole thing. We've already discussed so many times. We were like, भाई बंद करते हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं हम लोग ये? Let's leave and just do something else. So it's just luck, bro. Pure luck that we found such great people in our lives.
Yeah, that one fan can really make a difference. Like, people underestimate like what the value of like even sharing someone's music on your socials can be. So I think the story of Anurag from Bastar can really be an example to people. Like, hey, it's not lame or something unworthy of your attention to like spread the word about a band that you really like.
Correct. I'll tell you, bro. This one time we were playing in Delhi.
Hmm.
Daira and Runt were playing in Delhi.
Oh, I
Bro,
love Runt.
hardly
I love Runt so much, so much.
so amazing fucking band. And like around like 3-4 people came, bro, for us. All like in total. But there was one guy who drove all the way out of those 3-4 people. There were no two guys. They drove all the way from Jaipur to Delhi to watch us.
Wow.
So that is what it is. I mean, that one fellow is everything then.
That's our fuel.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And the last question about Jadoo Bastar. What is the most important thing you want people to know and learn about Bastar based on your experience? If you had to say something important or like great about Bastar, what would you say to people about Bastar?
One thing that I want to really say is fuck news. First of all, like fuck these news channels, bro. Like how the media, it was a live example for us that how media can exaggerate shit out of proportion and make a place look so evil and dark in your imaginations. Bastar was always for us. It was Bastar कि मतलब गए और फट जाएंगे. लैंडमाइंस ही लैंडमाइंस है वहां पे. ये ऐसी बातें मतलब हर जगह यही सुनाई देती. It's a normal place. There are like there can be places in even in fucking Maharashtra, bro. You have leopards here in Mumbai, right near my place. That doesn't mean you stop living or like enjoying this place. So, well, there will be conflict wherever there's human. There'll be crime, but that doesn't mean that takes away from the beauty of that place. And there are people living there. There are people exploring. There's youth, which is like really inspired and aspirational. मतलब उन लोग का है चीजें लाइफ में वो लोग कर रहे हैं and they're doing great stuff. matlab there's one person from there who's been to France recently for art school mein jaake she's come back to that place and making art, like working in an art gallery over there. There's an art gallery,
Bastar Art Gallery.
and then Bastar Art Gallery hai, matlab done by the government, given by the government. There's this place where you learn tribal tattoos जो बनाते हैं ना लोग, उनको they are teaching the modern tattooing style. So stuff like that is also there. There's nature, bro. There's huge waterfalls over there. Just Google it, and it's amazing. They're organizing treks. You have like homestays and stuff like that. Like जाके तुम गांव में रुको उनके यहाँ पे. There's crazy food, and मतलब so much to explore.
Okay, fantastic.
Don't eat dhaba food, but dhaba food is shit in Chhattisgarh.
Oh, okay.
Dhaba food is shit in Chhattisgarh.
Overall, our experience has been really amazing. It's like one of those, how those influencers, travel influencers say, hidden gem.
Yeah,
Gajab hai.
hidden gem with a loud thumbnail going like, oh.
Yeah.
अब मतलब ये भी है ना कि the government is helping you feel safe also. ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब तुम you can मतलब register on their website, go through their channel so that you are also fine कि भाई हाँ ठीक है मेरा साथ कुछ होगा नहीं, मेरे को पता है. और अगर डर है, सोलो ट्रैवलिंग कितना कर रहे हैं वहां पे लोग भाई, पहले पड़े. मतलब अगर थोड़ा बहुत डर है भी तो ये सब चीजों से सॉर्ट कर दे रहे हैं वो लोग.
Okay. So now moving on from the albums, Piyush, like you said, Daira has completed 10 years of existence. So how do you guys, okay, I think this question may apply more to Piyush and Pratyay, but all of you feel free to weigh in. How do you guys reflect on 10 years of Daira and what Daira has achieved so far?
बताओ भाई, तुम लोग पहले स्टार्ट करो.
Senior batch शुरू करो.
चलो.
How can we reflect on 10 years if, I have been in the band only for 3 years now.
So 3 years are great.
10 years were brilliant. Brilliant, absolutely. No, but I think that, it's a thing that in India, when you were an independent band, you need minimum 10 years if you survive. Band survives 10 years. From उसके बाद तुम band हो, startup शुरू हो गया तुम्हारा.
It's like that business check. If your business runs for 5 years, then it's successful.
I've been around for only 3 years in the band, but Shivam and Piyush have been keeping it afloat for so long. It's very difficult because apart from the lineup changes, just having a creative output, being productive. Listen, we are all 5 of us. We are not productive people. We go to the jam room with the goal in mind, and then we end up doing Vibrit Buddhi. That's what happens. That's the band now.
So in 3 hours jam, we jam only for 1 hour, and we the rest of the 2 hours we eat, we drink chai and all.
The idea is to hang out together, basically. So that's आर के भाई हम बहाने से बुला लिया सबको, जैम करेंगे और फिर हैंग आउट करो, क्योंकि और कोई तरीका तो है नहीं. अभी सब लोग अपनी अपनी लाइफ्स में बिजी है, तो अपने पास एक बहाना तो होता है ना कि भाई 2 घंटा बकचोदी करो और 1 घंटा जैम भी कर लो. तो थोड़ा जैम भी किया.
Okay. And how would you sum up the philosophy of Daira, if anyone asked you, perhaps in a phrase or sentence?
Bound to break boundaries.
Bipolar.
Be bipolar. Be proudly bipolar. It's okay.
This is not meant to be any offense to any bipolar people. Yes, sir.
No.
तुम लोगों की वजह से मेरे को डिस्क्लेमर डालना पड़ेगा अभी in the beginning.
We are one with you. We are one with you. There is no offense.
Controversial.
Statistically bipolar में कुछ पता नहीं है कि एक घर में नहीं रह सकते हम.
Okay. Okay. Um, what is the most memorable moment from filming all your music videos? Is there any particular situation that stands out, any particular time of jugaad or anything like that? Is there any memorable moment from filming your music videos that you would like to share? Any music video it can be.
एक बार अर्पण पूरा झाड़ लेके आ गया था, याद है? अर्जुन का पूरा
Yeah,
झाड़
so
पूरा
while we were shooting Mukadma, what happened was we were shooting it in a dance studio. And because indie band, no budget, so we did not get a smoke machine. And जो पूजा के लिए धूप जलाते हैं ना, उससे we were making smoke. So Savi bhai, our manager, he told Arpan to go get coconut husk, जो नारियल का भूसा होता है ना, वो लाने के लिए बोला. एंड ही सेड नीचे दुकान है, उसके सामने पेड़ है, उसके आसपास को मिल जाएगा, नहीं तो पूजा की दुकान पे मिल जाएगा, तो ले आ. Cut to 15 minutes later, Arpan walks in the room with a branch of dead coconut tree leaves, and that's a big branch. Like you can't confuse it with husk. And the moment he stepped in, all of us just started laughing like crazy because none of us expected him to bring a 5-6 foot branch from a coconut tree.
Yeah.
So that was definitely one of the memorable moments that we've had.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Also, while we were shooting Talwar, at one point a cop came to stop us, and
Yes.
we were almost certain that he's a fancy dress cop, like he's not a real cop.
Yeah, so
Like a fake cop.
Fake cop.
Yeah,
could be because we were shooting in RA colony. RA colony में पीछे there's a basti, sort of like where all
Near the
the
lake. Near the lake.
there's a lake here where we walked or we took our equipment early in the morning. Everybody's taking equipment there and changing there itself, and वो वाला scene चल रहा था. And there was one fellow who came with while brushing his teeth, so we could see anybody coming from like really far away. We can see one person coming. By the time you have to take that shot between that time, जब तक वो इधर से आएगा दिखेगा, उधर से आ रहा है, अभी लेफ्ट लिया उसने, so you can spot that person because it's all green, just one white banyan is coming. Like that. So you take that, हाँ जल्दी ले लो, अबे वो वहां से चालू हुआ है, जब तक वो चालू है तब तक एक शॉट ले लिया खटाक से. और फिर that cop came. हाँ, that वो तो अलग ही सीन था भाई. हम लोग
Actually, at that point,
we had to pay him off, but
there's a scene in the video where Carrot Man beats all of us bullies up and we're lying down on the ground.
the first sequence.
The first part of the first sequence, right? And we're lying down. Just as we were on the ground, they were trying to take that shot, that exact shot where they were lying down. We're lying down, and the camera goes up. That time the cop came. Okay, the four of us.
अरे.
20 minutes.
So during that whole conversation and fight, talking to the cop, these guys are lying down on the floor only.
Oh, wow.
They are asking in बीच में भाई उठना है यानी अरे तू लेटा है अभी कहते हैं कुछ इधर बात चल रही है, ये लोग लेटे सो गए. शिवम मैं देख रहा हूँ सो चुके हैं.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy
That's
times, bro.
Okay. So I think a lot of your fans have argued end to end about what your musical influences are, what kind of like music you are inspired by. But my question is, what is your biggest non-musical influence? This could be any literature, any movies, anything that inspires the lyrics or the message behind the song. Biggest non-musical influence.
Just general conversations, bro, with the people. I really love these. I don't know if it is the right time to say all of this, but I've always watched these Pakistani stage dramas, funny stage dramas, Umar Sharif and all that since childhood. I sleep to it sometimes. It's extremely loud. It's slapstick, but the conversations that they have sometimes it just मतलब मेरे दिमाग में जितना भी उर्दू या हिंदी भरा हुआ है, it's mainly because of living in the north इतना ज़्यादा. My dad used to listen to a lot of these ghazals and all that, but still musical influence हो गया वो. लेकिन a lot of films, interviews, stuff like that. Just consume everything. That's what. And subconsciously, कहीं ना कहीं वो बैठा रहता है. And I don't even put in effort sometimes to write a line. It'll be a line ready from somewhere. So that translation of things, when you try to translate stuff from a new non-musical thing to your music or like lyrics or poetry, just general conversation can be turned into a poetry.
Okay.
So when I listen to very interesting thing, I'm going to expose our own band, my own song like that.
Khulasa. Come on,
खुलासा
bring it
करेंगे,
on.
खुलासा करेंगे. So मजार, you know how it started, bro. मजार, the first line is बातों की मजार पे बातें ही चढ़ती हैं. It is inspired from, you know what song? King Crimson, Elephant Talk.
Oh.
Talk, it's only talk. सिर्फ उतना से चालू हुआ था. So मेरे दिमाग में it translated like that. But मजार, I don't know how मजार, that word came to me, because कहीं से कुछ तो आया and I just thought of that line and then that song just moved forward.
Okay. Fascinating. Okay. My next question is from my perspective as a wrestling fan, huge wrestling fan. How did you guys end up performing at WWE Sunday Dhamal? वो कैसा हुआ?
वो तो हमारा जुगाड़ था.
कैसे बताओ.
So जुगाड़, I was working with this Sony Sports, and my friend who was our producer at that time, अभी तो हम लोग का सबका धंधा चौपट हो गया because Netflix has come. So at that point, they were they used to do this Sunday Dhamal and they wanted to make it interesting all the time. I had done an episode with Sahil Khattar doing Qawwali versions of all the songs, and like a Qawwali episode. You must check that out, bro. It's fucking hilarious.
I will.
I don't know if it is hilarious anymore or not, but at that point for me it was very hilarious. So we did that. And then one of the episodes we tried this, like, okay, let's get a band and stuff like that. My band only, please get. So वो वाला जुगाड़ करके and we just played that. So we thought we were thinking should we do a cover? Then we thought, look, let's not do a cover, let's do our own song. So we played Meri Soch over there.
Meri Soch, yeah.
Okay. Which of your songs would work as a WWE entrance theme song?
I think Meri Soch would do.
I think Lailaj.
Lailaj would do. Mazar would do. Mazar would do. Right from that trumpet.
And now Kami also, I think.
New unreleased songs that were
one of the unreleased songs. Why
okay. Ranga, like which song would work? Anything from you?
रात का किनारा भाई, रात का किनारा.
7 पे लेकिन आदमी वैसे
है हो जाएगा, उसको स्ट्रेट कर देंगे.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, next, what are your thoughts on the independent music scene right now? Because me, having followed the music scene for like the better part of 10 years now, the one thing that I am very happy to see is there's a lot of like effort and sophistication in terms of how the music is recorded, everything from album art to like social media and even like marketing and all that. So I'm happy to see that, you know, things are getting better in terms of promoting your own music and making the music and everything around your music. So what are you guys' thoughts on that from your 10-year experience of being in the independent music scene?
Thing is, with the independent scene, no, right now there isn't much of a scene like as there was before, I guess. Now it's very different. You know, there are more stages than there were before, and of course marketing has become easier because of social media, but it has also become like infinite time is more confusing. Things keep changing, trends keep changing, and we basically as a band have to keep up with whatever people are doing, and you know, use different techniques to actually get our voices heard out there, get our songs heard out there. It's not as straightforward sort of it. The more social media expands, the more that marketing side of everything expands, no? it's you have to pick a lane, and it is difficult for a band that's sort of bipolar rock to pick a lane in all of that.
I
So
also believe the main thing that separated indie music from the commercial Bollywood scene was you only had to make good music to be an indie musician, and the rest of the things were left out for the commercial industry to do. But nowadays, to be an indie musician, you have to have numbers already somehow. You have to follow trends. You have to stay on top of the game, and not a lot of really good music is coming out because of that. Because artists, as themselves, they have to focus on a billion other things other than making music. So I feel that is one change which has if not corrupted, but it kind of, made the scene a little worse than it was before, I feel.
But in my opinion, I think पहले भी ये सीन था, but just that labels थे, तो they were managing all of that, but they weren't doing stuff on artists' behalf. Artists had to do stuff on their own. पर वो लोग बस मैनेज कर देते थे कि भाई ये तेरा शेड्यूल, तेरे को ये करना है, समझा? तू सुबह उठेगा, तू इतने बजे जिम जाएगा. You have to look a certain way, you have to मतलब talk a certain way, you have to wear clothes in a certain way, just create an image and keep up with that image. And whoever manages to do that, all of that with ease, or like manages to do all of that and then make good music, will be on top now. So you are the record label now. If you're able to do all of that and then still make great music, then you're good, you're great. तो अभी वो ईज खत्म हो गया. अभी इंडी म्यूजिक का मेरे ख्याल से ना, जो एक टाइम था जहाँ पे ऑल यू कैन डू इज लाइक बनाया म्यूजिक और डाल दिया, भाई हो गया, वो नहीं रहा अभी. वो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट बनाना भी. इट्स गुड, आई थिंक इट्स गुड. एवरीबडी विल कीप अप विद दैट, एवरीबडी will eventually, and there are people who are managing to do that. So it's us who's on fault, by the way. अगर हम लोग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो हमारी गलती है, हमारा आलस है. हम लोग और क्या कर रहे हैं दिन भर. बस दिक्कत ये है कि staying in Mumbai and doing all of that बहुत ज्यादा ही एफर्ट डालना पड़ता है, क्योंकि you have to make sure you're earning also from somewhere.
Yeah, just the cost of living alone would be like one of the biggest challenges.
Exactly. वो एक
Okay.
है. मुंबई में रह
Yeah.
के इंडी म्यूजिक. मुंबई इज अ मार्केट, ब्रो. मुंबई you can't just, मतलब that's why not a lot of bands are active in Mumbai, if you see. मतलब they come and go, मतलब they just आते हैं थोड़े दिन के लिए, दिखते हैं, and then वापस अपने में. या तो बॉलीवुड, मतलब there are crazy metal people who are playing in Bollywood now. And that is the reality. And I'm not like I don't think Bollywood is a small thing, या फिर को मेरे नीच चीज कर रहे हो. बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो सब मेरे लिए. मैं तो खुद, मतलब मैं आया ही हूँ उसी बैकग्राउंड से हूँ. मेरा थोड़ा जर्नी थोड़ा ऐसे न्यू रहा है ना, तो आई गेट दैट पॉइंट. I've come from that Bollywood background and then come to indie and then going back to Bollywood वाला थोड़ा तो है, मतलब करना पड़ेगा तुम्हें, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it.
True. You have like a greater amount of autonomy with all the tools that you have, but that means like if you want to do it your way, you have to put so much more effort into it than what artists did in the past. And unfortunately, there's a greater chance of burnout also.
Correct.
Yeah, and on top of that, like again, I'd like your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts of AI and its presence in music now? Like, have you been following that?
Personally, मैं तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बाकी सब बताओ.
मैं भी यूज तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन इसमें हुआ है, मतलब we tried it for an album art once, लेकिन didn't happen. So
मजा नहीं आ रहा. मतलब सब है लेकिन उसमें तुमको, मतलब still that, मतलब मेरी आप एड फिल्म्स के लिए, और जैसे स्टॉक म्यूजिक आया, अभी स्प्लाइस भी तो है ना. मतलब people are using splice and making all kinds of music all the time, and they're fucking making money out of it. So AI भी आएगा उतने में ही. I am not following it personally all that much. And जो थोड़ा बहुत मैंने सुना होना भी, music made from AI, मजा नहीं है
फील तो
यार.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं है.
I feel the most useful thing that AI has given us in this industry is that Logic has a new stem splitter now. That AI stem splitter which splits your song into vocals, drums, keys, and I don't know what else. But yeah, that makes it very convenient to edit tracks and covers and all of that. So
एक
that is
बंदे ने
very
कुछ
different.
पोस्ट डाला था, मैंने देखा था, एआई ने ब्रेस्ट कैंसर 4 साल पहले ही डिटेक्ट कर लिया. तो उसने ऊपर लिखा था, म्यूजिक हमें बनाने दो, ये सब तुम करो, एआई अच्छा है. तो मुझे
Yeah.
उसका
Yeah,
तो वो
yeah,
सही.
yeah, exactly. Like from what I've observed, it seems that AI, like all of these, like better, more life-saving applications also,
Yes,
like in medicine and all that. It seems like all the people that are using AI right now, they are like doing things that hurt art first, that put artists in
Yeah,
an already tougher
exactly.
position than they already are in. So I can understand the frustrations of everyone. It's like, what the hell? Like, I want, like, yeah, like the most popular proverb I've seen on social media. Like, I want AI to, like, do my dishes and sweep my floor so that I can
I was just gonna say
compose
that.
my music,
I
not
was
the
just
other way
about to
around.
say that. Yeah.
कपड़े
It's
धो
just
दे
that.
हमारे.
It's just that. The thing is that there, it's not only art, and all industries, no industry is immune from this whole conversation. It's not only arts, it's not only music. The thing is, there's nothing, you can't blame technology. You can't blame AI. You can blame the corporate entities that are using the AI to take jobs away from people, from artists. It's how you use it. A gun by itself is not going to kill people. You have to pick it up and shoot people. And I think there's nothing wrong with having new technology to make our lives easier. That's what the point is. But it shouldn't take away jobs. That's not. I mean, according to me, that's not the point of or any
बस
of this.
जब कंप्यूटर
Gun doesn't have to. It won't shoot you. Eh? Very profound. Who are you hanging out with, brother?
कंप्यूटर भी जब आया था तो लोगों की जॉब तो गई थी. तो वो होगा, वो तो होगा ही.
भाई मतलब old Hindi movies. Have you seen old Hindi movies where there was this time where the whole machines were coming in the factories, and all the people who were working by hand were
The supply.
protesting against it. Right now, it is that situation with
Yes,
people,
exactly like
and eventually it will settle down. I think it's just
We
that
just
suddenly boom आया है तो अभी पगला रहे हैं सब, and we don't know what is going to happen. That's why we are scared, I think.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And I completely agree with Ahir's point. It's not the technology that is at fault. It is the people controlling the technology and what they do that should be closely scrutinized. But I'll tell you one thing. In terms of AI and art, I think one application that I've been really thinking about when it comes to AI and art, like imagine if AI could restore Mughal-e-Azam to the format in which it was originally shot. Because, like, for those of you and for those of our listeners who are not familiar with film history, film archiving is not very good in India right now. And the original print of Mughal-e-Azam was lost in a fire. So, with the result that whenever you try to see Mughal-e-Azam, it is either in black and white, or it is in low quality, or some DVDs that you get don't even work also. So imagine if AI had some reference to, like, restore like a work of art like Mughal-e-Azam to its original glory. I think that would be a great application.
Yeah, bro, that reminds me, people are making such great POV videos, like selfie videos of these old icons. या मतलब जैसे बोलेंगे वो इजिप्ट के टाइम का दिखा रहे हैं कि वो we are building this pyramid, and वो टाइप का, मतलब what is up, and it's so amazing, bro. I really find it very interesting. And this, yeah, the point you're saying, it's crazy. बहुत सही, मतलब आई एम रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट कि क्या होगा, मजा आएगा देखने में. ऑल्दो मतलब थोड़ा सा अनसर्टेनिटी का डर होता ही है सबको, कि चला जाएगा, अभी मेरी आवाज को क्लोन करके रख लेंगे, फिर मुझे कोई बुलाएगा नहीं सेशंस के लिए.
Yeah, and yeah, sorry, Ahir, go ahead.
there was an actor strike, जो हॉलीवुड में हुआ था. वहां पे जब एआई आया था, वो लोगों के लाइकनेसेस कॉपी करने वाले थे. They were going to copy people's likenesses and use them in movies without paying. They'll give the one-time fee to the actors. They were thinking of this exact thing.
That's why Amitabh Bachchan is like way ahead of everybody. उसने बहुत पहले ही अपनी आवाज का कॉपीराइट करके रख लिया है. So many like such artists have done that. हम लोग को भी करा लेना चाहिए, क्या पता कल को बड़े हो जाएं.
Yeah. We might
Amitabh
hear
Bachchan
some
did that.
AI Piyush commanding the robo apocalypse in the future. So after all those fascinating conversations, what's next on the cards for Daira now that Talwar is out?
We have 2 more songs lined up for, I think we might be able to release at least one this year again. One more song this year, and then one in the start of next year. So we are planning to space out our releases as much as we can and promote one song each time. We are off the album idea. We don't want to make albums anymore. हो गया.
बहुत पैसा लगता है.
बहुत पैसा लगता है, कोई ध्यान नहीं देता है. One song comes, you promote it well, you can make a music video out of it also. And there were so many songs from the first and third album that we wanted music videos of, but we couldn't because we didn't have money. So हाँ, यही सब है. Making more music videos. We are working on like Barun has already started writing the concept of another video, which is quite interesting. He listened to some gist of it, and then देखते हैं. यही सब है. And then whatever comes our way, maybe another Vipreet Buddhi, maybe another Jadoo something. We really want to go to another state and do that, because that has become like a small IP of ours, and a successful one at that. So let's see, Jadoo Jharkhand, Jadoo something else like that.
Yeah,
It'll be nice.
Okay, fantastic. So before we end this amazing podcast,
Yeah.
I have a little fun game for you. It's called a quick Q&A. I'm going to ask you a couple of small questions and you give me quick answers. Since we have like multiple people over here, I will try to moderate this as best as I can. All right. So for the original members of Daira who have been here from the start, when and where was Daira's very first gig?
Mood Indigo, first
IT Bombay.
IT Bombay. Yeah. Mood Indigo.
Okay. Which year?
This was 2014 end, I guess. December.
Okay. For the rest of you guys, one by one, when did you play with Daira for the very first time? Ahir first.
I played my first gig with Daira in Gujarat. We played at Maika, Ahmedabad, I think. Yeah, that was the
Okay.
very first.
Okay, Ranga.
April 2023, my first gig with Daira was at Fandom Bangalore.
Okay. Pratyay.
Same as Ahir.
Okay, Shivam.
2015 in Hyderabad in a mall.
Okay. All right. Next, favorite and least favorite song from the Daira catalog.
How are we doing this?
The newest ones are the favorite, like most favorite.
Mine is still Maya. Maya is the most favorite, mine. And least favorite is Kabil Jahan. Maya, as in Maya played live, is my most favorite. And then Kabil Jahan played anywhere is shit.
Okay. Ahir.
I think my favorite song to play, or are you asking generally? To play,
Sorry.
I think it would be some of the new songs. One of the new songs, any of them actually. And I think my least favorite song, which is, I've never thought of this. I don't know what my least favorite song is. That we play. I don't want to
It's
say because
every time Ahir is asked this question, it's like you can't choose your favorite child and something like
yes,
that. Always getting profound.
अबे बोल दो ना मतलब ऐसे कुछ बता
जल्दी
दो.
जल्दी.
play, I guess most like is Mohabbat Pari because it's the least
Yeah,
song I have to make. I have to make. I have to just chill in that song, and I don't like chilling when I'm playing live.
Okay. Pratyay, Shivam, you guys?
For me, on stage, playing on stage, Poshak, I like the most. Like when we used to play that, and least is Mohabbat Pari. Yes.
Okay.
For me, I think the new song, it's called Sare Guna. That's my favorite song to play. And least Mohabbat Pari.
I think we're gonna have to like blurt out this song because all the fans like this, love the song. They come
Yeah.
to the show. I've met people before the show. They've come to me and they're like, "Are you guys playing Mohabbat Pari? Please play Mohabbat Pari." And when they leave, I have such disappointment of them.
We judge our fans like that. If they've come to a gig wanting to listen to Mohabbat Pari, then we're like, हाँ ठीक
You
है.
are not. You are somewhere. मतलब
Okay.
नीचे हो, अजीब है.
नहीं
Okay,
नहीं नहीं सही है.
Ranga.
सब लोग अच्छे हैं भाई.
Okay, Ranga, favorite and least favorite.
Favorite is definitely Bhukamp. I love that song. Least favorite is I would like to say Har Subah. I've had a word with Piyush Bhai as well. I don't like the drum group of that song at all. So
कौन सा
yeah,
हर सुबह?
हर सुबह.
yes,
हर सुबह साले मैंने प्रोग्राम किए थे drums first.
exactly.
I designed it and then Pratik played the same thing.
Oh,
So,
I
yeah.
think you're in a bit of trouble now.
No, we've had this conversation.
Okay, you've had it.
Yeah.
Okay. Most underrated song from your catalog, song that you wish more people would like or request or anything like that.
Bhukamp again for me.
Now, we don't play Bhukamp anymore, so हाँ काफी टाइम से नहीं बजाया.
रात का
पर
किनारा also.
रात का
रात का
किनारा.
Rasta
किनारा.
Kinara and Hisab, I think, got it.
हिसाब तो बहुत लोगों ने सुना है. बहुत मतलब.
people like
Underrated
Hisab.
नहीं है.
I think most underrated song would be Sahafi. But
Oh.
live, when played live, people go mad, but they don't ask for Sahafi. I want people to
Acha.
ask for Sahafi. Sahafi is like one song which is crazy.
Okay.
The reason for Safi being that way because it's sort of an indulgence. That song, you have to indulge in it. You have to let it happen, and
Correct.
You have to live.
Okay. Best and worst venue you've performed at.
wow. Okay.
Best is, I think, Piano Man, Delhi.
The Piano Man El Deco Center in Delhi. I think that's
I love that place. I know a lot of people don't like that place for some reason. Acoustics, उन लोगों really love that place.
yeah, definitely.
The way the entire place is like Sarah Tech and Arjun, everyone. It's the best place.
Yeah. Worst बताओ.
Worst बताओ.
Worst. Oh, wait. Do we have to name the menu? Because I know what everyone's gonna say.
If we don't want to, it's okay.
Actually, yeah, because
there's this place in Bangalore I never enjoy.
Oh no!
I never enjoy that place. I
I'm
never.
gonna tell the place in Pune where we.
Yeah, I was also going to name the place in Pune, but it's fine.
नहीं पुणे वाला मुझे
Basically,
पसंद आया था. पुणे वाला
Nothing
मुझे
wrong
पसंद
with
आया.
that venue. We were not the right choice for that venue. It's a cafe basically, and it's not very big.
Very loud. I mean, we felt bad.
We were very loud.
Part of us.
Swings Broad.
IMG.
Okay,
Now
so that place in Bangalore you're talking about, is it Fandom by any chance?
I never enjoy it, bro, for some reason.
I knew it. See, Fandom, like speaking as someone who's been going to gigs in Bangalore for years, Fandom at one point of time was pretty much the only game in town. Then you had WL Super Club and just BLR for a little bit. I'm like, to be very honest, I'm ambivalent on Fandom. I've kind of made my peace with it. I've heard loads of people complain about fandom, but I made my peace with it. Right now, my biggest issue with fandom is the cover charge. That's it.
And on stage, it's just weird. Like from this perspective, it's slightly something about it. Something about
About
it.
that show, there were a lot of things what you're talking about. Was this particular show that we played in Phantom at the beginning of it?
नहीं उससे पहले भी मतलब every time I performed at fandom, I've never felt that मतलब होता है ना थोड़ा सा मजा.
But from the audience perspective, I definitely enjoyed. We were touring with Golly Bhai. Their set was amazing. Like I enjoyed.
Damn.
Their set was brilliant.
हाँ.
And then
Especially when people come, it's fine. Everything is fine. When there are people.
I don't think we can really blame the venue for people not coming.
Okay. Next. If you had to pick one song or album with which to introduce someone to Daira for the very first time who has never heard Daira before, which song or album would you pick?
I think I'd say Meri Soch is a good song to start with.
I usually throw people in the deep end. I make them listen to Raat Ka Kinara.
Bhari Nasha is also a nice song. Like
Bhari Nasha.
Bhari Nasha is a nice song to start with. Bhari Nasha, we
Maya-
don't
Maya
talk
also.
much about Bhari Nasha. Maya is nice. The recorded version I'm talking about. मतलब live में तो if you're live में तो you come, we'll take care of it. But recorded version, I think Bhari Nasha is a good song to start with because it has a very chill Planet Caravan kind of vibe.
Acha. Okay. Ranga, what about you?
Like Ahir said, throwing people into the deep end, I would really like to introduce people to Daira with Sahafi. So let them know that this is a band you'll have to pay attention to. Even when you come for live gigs, you'll have to listen to us. Like just moving around and dancing around is not going to help the vibe. You need to listen to us. We're doing a lot on stage. Please listen to us.
Yeah, I think
No,
that is
the
a
thing
bit, I think that is a bit too much high expectation to expect from people these days here.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is with us, like I am very much confident that if you come to our gig, then everything is sorted. Like then फिर हम लोग ले लेंगे तुम्हें आजा. लेकिन हाँ.
Because every time there have been so many conversions happening. Whoever comes to Daira
so
for
many
the
people,
first
so-
time, they're like, why?
That's why I love.
haven't
That's why
watched
we love playing lineups. Like अगर 2-3 बैंड
Someone
वाला
else
lineup
is
है ना,
proud. For someone else.
उनका audience ऐसा
Unka
बड़ा
he's
है.
like-
Okay. Next. If you could feature Daira's music in any TV show or movie, which TV show or movie would you pick?
TV show Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I feel a few of our songs could really go with the boys. as
Better
well.
Call Saul, Breaking Bad, हाँ boys. Indian बताओ भाई, कुछ Indian भी बताओ.
Indian, I think.
पाताल लोक टाइप के.
Secret Games first season.
Sacred Games.
A lot of people have actually told us. I think उन लोगों को लगता है कि बस अनुराग कश्यप बस हम लोग जैसा म्यूजिक वियर्ड है तो अनुराग कश्यप में डाल दो.
Plus, they've heard trumpet in gangs. Throughout gangs, there's that trumpet piece that keeps.
हाँ मतलब a lot of people have come and told us कि भाई why don't you guys approach अनुराग कश्यप. हाँ वो मेरे घर के पास ही रहता है, मैं भी जाके मिलता हूँ उससे.
Okay.
अनुराग यार तू क्या कर रहा है. अनुराग बस्तर में फोन कर.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, and I apologize in advance if this caused any rifts between you guys, but between all of you, who is always on time for jamming practice and who is always late?
It's very clear. Ranga is always late.
Ranga
He is the
Excuse me?
closest. He is the closest.
Excuse me?
Excuse you.
Are we going?
Excuse
Are we
you.
going?
Who lives the farthest, which is me. I'm usually the first, and the person who lives the closest will jam home. Ranga, really?
Yeah.
Most late.
On an average.
I'll say that it's improved a lot. I'll defend
He's
Ranga.
improved.
Diplomatic.
He's 5 minutes early now from his previous time.
Yeah, they're taking your performance review now. अभी performance review
Yes.
चल रहा है.
But I have never forgotten that we have a jam on the
That's
same
true.
day.
I was going to
So
bring that up.
Correct. We forget sometimes that we have jams. I have done that. Shivam has done that. Pratyay has done that. Everybody's done that.
I have
Pratyay has never done that. Pratyay has never done that.
Ranga and I were at the jam room. I've come, Thane, we're calling these guys, they're not picking up. And Pratyay comes. And then we find out that Piyush and Shubham are chilling in their own houses.
And that too, they have seen the message, or I sent a reminder message, and they had seen the message just 2 hours before, and they forgot.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. If you could meet one of your influences and thank them personally for being your influence, which person would that be? Artist or anyone?
मैं नहीं करूँगा, मैं नहीं मिलूँगा. Never meet your heroes. Never.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's kind of in line with Talwar here.
हाँ, so maybe personally, मेरा personal influence में I would love to meet Serge Tankian. I would love to meet Ali Azmat once. I've met one of my influences recently, and he's become a very good friend, Mr. Pankaj Awasthi. So yeah, मेरा personal तो काफी है, लेकिन मैं बस मिलके ऐसे ही हूँ. Thank you. Bye.
I find it very difficult. Like, even when I go to watch shows of people, like outside, like last year I went to watch the show where this brilliant vocalist Varijashree Venugopal, she was performing in Anti-Social with Michael League from Snarky Puppy. After the gig, I didn't know how to approach Michael League and tell him, "Hey, good job." Like that's so little to what Michael League has sort of contributed to the way I think about music and everything. I can't go and tell him, "Good job, good gig."
Exactly. ये भी होता है, bro. हाँ, ये तो मतलब it's a very real thing that so many people who influenced you so much that there's no amount of words that you can tell them will sum up all of that. So it's better to shut up and just look at them from far away.
Okay.
Ranga and I saw Trilok Gurtu. I couldn't say anything to him. I met him. I couldn't say anything to him. It's not possible.
I remember meeting Sushila Raman, bro. I was a huge still am Sushila Raman fan. Okay, I got to meet her, and it was on TV. Like there were like 4-5 Sushila Raman fans having a conversation with her. The fans are also musicians. I couldn't say a word in that 2 hours of that session. I'm like this. So here, now.
Okay. First rock song you ever heard?
I heard Linkin Park, this song, Paper Cut.
Oh, that's a classic.
I think for me also it was Linkin Park, Numb.
For some reason, even I heard Linkin Park One Step Closer.
Linkin Park for me, but I think it was In the End.
Piyush is going to say something different.
Yeah.
Nah, I remember I heard Korn right now. My friend showed me a video of that. Korn का right now का video दिखाया भाई उसने. Because of the video I heard the song. This was about, I think, 2017, 16 or 16. हाँ, नहीं, 15 में, bro, 2015. And then I had, I got to listen to Zombie, Cranberries का, and I learned that on bass. So properly, उसके बाद फिर System of a Down और ये सब.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of common Linkin Park answers, and that was my journey also. Like I got introduced to rock and metal music through the Reanimation album. That was really good. But yeah, Linkin Park was like a common entry point for a lot of people here, dude. A lot of people.
Yeah.
The MP3s that were being circulated at that time. Like everyone sort of back then we had no Spotify and everything. So everyone got this USB full of music or like something like a full of music. And somehow Linkin Park sort of there was a lot of crossover.
Yeah,
I remember fainting covering Faint.
Oh, wow.
Once. I fainted, like almost fainted. ऐसे हो गया था थोड़ा.
Yeah, and Ahir, I completely agree with you about that part also. There were certain songs like while like circulating music through like MP3s and all, there were like certain songs that would like reappear. And along with Linkin Park, there was also Akon Smack That. That would be circulated all the time, all the time.
Yeah. Temperature, Sean Paul. I mean, all these songs. They
Justin
were like,
Timberlake.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Okay, next, first band T-shirt you ever bought.
Metallica.
For me, it was Bob Marley, not a band, but a Bob Marley t-shirt.
Okay.
भूल ही गया यार कौन सा था मेरे पास I don't even remember. Guns N' Roses
Still
maybe.
Daira for me. I
For me also
did not have
Daira.
any band T-shirt.
अरे
अच्छा
वाह क्या बात है.
You know,
The
we-
youngest,
Yes.
the youngest member, coincidentally, who is always late to practice, says Daira. Very good job, very good job. तू corporate में बहुत आगे जाएगा with that kind of sucking up.
इसीलिए शायद कॉर्पोरेट में ही नहीं गया.
Ahir, what about you?
Good.
band. Any band.
You don't have band t-shirts.
I just have Daira ka merch. I don't have any other band ka merch.
ये लोग वो वाले एरा के हैं ही नहीं ना. हम लोग रिप्ले जाते थे, खरीदते थे काली टी-शर्ट.
मतलब बहुत वो समय वहाँ कूल होता था ना.
बहुत बहुत सही. मतलब वो एक चल रहा था. था एक आया था, दौर आया था. सिर्फ बैंड की टी-शर्ट पहननी है, काली टी-शर्ट खरीदेंगे. तो अभी तो नहीं.
Slipknot. There was एक Punk's Not Dead की है. Punk's Not Dead is a band or what?
पता नहीं, वो मुझे बहुत दिखी वो टी-शर्ट.
हाँ.
Punk's
शायद
Not
शायद
Dead.
वो
अलग है. अभी मेरा प्रेफरेंस है कि कैसे खरीदे बिकॉज वो जो पैसे तुम दे रहे हो वो बैंड को नहीं जाते. वो किसी दूसरे कंपनी
मालूम है इतना लेकिन एथिकल नहीं है ना ये हिंदुस्तान में हम लोग.
Yeah, I think everybody starts with those like Thailand Kamal cheaply printed shirts.
Yes.
Like, फिर कुछ पैसे कमाने के बाद like you are able to like shop on like you know official merchandising people and all that. Okay, okay. And last question. Dream gig you would love to attend or perform at?
Red Rocks Amphitheater, I think. Red
Rock
Rocks,
em Ring.
Rock Am Ring also.
Download.
Rock em Ring for me. The dream gig.
Ah, the Dome.
The
Las
Dome.
Vegas Dome.
Like the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Yes, the Sphere in Las Vegas.
लखनऊ महोत्सव.
अरे
व्हाट्सएप भी हुआ है, बिस्की भी हुआ है.
नहीं but हाँ one of these gigs that we've grown up watching. साला ये सब बजा दी तो मतलब मैं बेहोश हो जाऊंगा भाई. क्या है
एक्चुअली तो मेटल है.
Rock am Ring भी तो metal है.
मैं तो रॉक बजा यार.
मार्केट एकदम प्योरली मेटल.
Woodstock.
Wembley बजाना है.
Oh wow.
हाँ.
Yeah, that is a legendary venue. Legendary venue.
But
Okay.
you know, honestly, we as a band, we are more club people than big stage people. We played lots of big stages, and at least I guess maybe I'm generalizing here, but with smaller audiences because that's what we're used to. But apart
हाँ
from
भाई because the club looks packed now for small audience.
अच्छा लगता है.
really, I'm saying even big stages now we've played with audiences also.
हाँ.
But the experience of a club, the energy that you get at a club,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you see people's eyes light up with the song, I think it's
Connected.
Yeah.
कितने डाउन टू अर्थ है हम लोग. सपनों में भी हम्बल है.
बिल्ली के ख्वाब में छीछड़े बोलते हैं इसको. बिल्ली के ख्वाब में छीछड़े.
Oh man, okay, and we end the game now. And guys, thank you so much for your time and for this amazing conversation, and I hope this has been as fun for you as it has been for me today.
Yes bro.
100%.
मजे आ गए मजे.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. And everyone, please be sure to listen to Daira's music on all streaming platforms. Watch the Talwar video if you haven't. Watch the Jadoo Bastar video if you haven't. The Jadoo Bastar album, everything.
The
Check
documentary.
these guys, yeah, check
Everything.
these guys out so that they can have bigger dreams of performing on bigger stages. All right. And if you like this conversation, please follow this YouTube channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.